SPD Bud Talk, unique conversations. Have a special guest today,
Rissa Lee.
Rissa Lee.
Don Mega XL, unique conversation, SPD Bud Talk.
So, welcome.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm good, and you?
Glad to have you on the show.
Thanks for having me. This is dope. The space and everything, and giving
Yeah.
artists a place to shine.
Yeah,
So,
we trying to give artists a platform. Pretty much there's a lot of artists that's not exposed or are exposed but still not exposed.
right.
Because my thing is, it only takes one person to see a talent, and it could take you somewhere.
Definitely. Yep.
So that's where we going with this.
Sounds good.
You know, so we want the world to know who you are. We're gonna dive into, we're gonna go into the basics, of course,
Right.
and then
You'll go into your background.
Got it.
Why you doing it.
Right.
So it's like that,
Alright.
because everybody got a why.
Definitely.
That's all.
so Don Mega, chime in.
Okay, you gonna do. All right, okay. All right, I'm just saying, she's like the first R&B person we had, you know.
Yes.
So it's like a little nervousness, but I'm gonna get to it. What make you start getting into R&B?
So, as I was growing up, I used to listen to like Monica, Alicia Keys, and like I always loved the riffs and like the feel of R&B, like how it makes you feel to express yourself and things like that. So,
Monica, any old school influence?
um,
I know you young, but it was something like your
definitely
family member?
Alicia Keys.
Alicia
Like
Keys.
I started singing at the age of 3. They said I was in the back of the car singing Alicia Keys, and they were just like, yeah, she's gonna be a singer. Like they just heard it, and it was from there. I just always been singing. Like that's something I always done. Like whether it was to express myself, to just entertain and just try it out. Like that's what I was doing. So
Okay. Good pastime. All right. Another question that I seen on the internet. I don't want to get in your business, but I see that you went to Five Town College.
yes, I have. Yes.
What make you go to Five Town College, and also let the people know where you from?
Okay,
One
so.
shot. You know what I'm
Boom. I went to Five Towns College because I was going to Talent Unlimited. So I always been into performing. I was a
Okay.
vocal major. And then right after we went, little trips, visit the college. I went there and I was just like, you know what? It's funny because initially I started as an audio major.
Okay.
Trying to put in that 2 years, but I was just like, do I really? I said, I just want to know how to make beats. I could probably learn how to do that, like, on YouTube or something like that, or like, with somebody else that take me under the wing and show me the ropes. But after that, I decided to transfer over to music business industries because
Okay.
it's like, I want to take it more than just my music. Like, eventually, I want to help other artists, like, create a record label and things like that as well to expand. So that's why I was like, I have to know the business. And then also me stepping in, I don't want anybody to like
It's
run
funny
over me.
'cause
So
you said you should write for people as well.
as
Yeah,
well, yes,
'cause
definitely interested. So
Yeah, she got, I'm not here to judge, but I'm here to give a comment. You got a unique sound. And I'm not trying to say because we in an interview. I listen to music. I've been DJing since I was a little kid. I've been DJing real young. See the Grays, right? But when I heard your songs and the sound, I had to sit down. You get what I'm saying? Like, like you could be mixing music, DJ music, and you go through the transition. Then I was like, wait a minute. And then I called real estate, right, Jeff?
Yeah.
I called him and I asked him, I was like, yo,
Who makes her songs?
who makes her songs? Who do this? Who do that? Because it was real unique. So I was like a little taken. But it was a point of also, I live in a house with my daughter and, women, y'all women stick together. So my daughter is like, he's playing something different tonight. Because usually, I play my old school rap, new rap, R&B. But my daughter was like, yo, who was that? And I was like, if she took it in, I know it was somebody special. So that's why I had to like get it together for the interview because I was like, yo, this is somebody special. So that's
Thank you.
basic.
Appreciate it, yes.
Yeah, you got something.
I'm from Brooklyn, Brownsville to be exact. So yeah,
wow.
shout out Brooklyn, you know.
Yeah, we do a
So
lot
you
of
came from
Brownsville.
Brooklyn to out here? Do you still live in Brooklyn?
No, I actually reside in Staten, so I'll be making my little rounds.
Okay.
But you know, Brooklyn and Staten Island and Brooklyn. So.
Yeah, I seen that too. You was doing a show in certain landmarks in Staten Island. I know because I got family in Staten Island, and me and Jeff spoke about that. I was like,
Right, my first time performing out there in Staten, it was dope, you know, just to get another crowd. And I'm actually doing another performance, I believe, May 2nd, so that Friday. So coming up, the first Friday, open mic, but they have me as a featured artist.
That's
now.
nice.
okay,
So,
that's beautiful.
yep,
That's nice. Don't worry. The money gonna be coming in.
I'm ready.
Another question. When you go through hard times, does that make you do music more and, you know, you get more emotionally involved in your songs, or you're just natural with it?
I feel like I'm natural with it. Definitely, like, I could just be sitting down and just be like, okay. I feel like the experiences and the hardships does influence it to just want to get it all out on paper. But overall, I feel like for me, it is natural. You know, I feel like having experiences is also natural. So it's natural. Just, you know, let it out.
The only reason I say that, I know certain artists, like, I knew an artist, and he only could make music during hard times.
Yeah.
And he couldn't perform without going through something. You know.
That's unique. I had one question. You know how like you do it naturally, right? So you do it naturally, granted. But is there anybody you do the music for? Like is somebody like you be like, if I do this, it's dedicated to this person, that person, or I see if I do this, this might help this person.
Definitely, I feel like sometimes people, for me, it's like I get to express myself, but I know that I'm not the only one going through this problem. And I feel like a lot of people need to realize that you're not alone. Like, so I just hope that my music could resonate with that other person as well. Like, take what you want from it. And you know, that's what it is. Taking what resonates with you and then going from there, you know? So, yeah.
You can't take everything, but you can take something.
Definitely.
All right, cool.
Another thing, how long you been doing music?
I've been singing since I was 3 years old. I first got into the studio age 15. So, yeah, and ever since then, I just been going.
What drove you in there that day, that first time to go in the studio? Like, how did that happen?
My first.
First recording.
And who took you to the studio?
So, my brother, actually, who is here in the room, but you won't see him, he took me to my first studio session. He was just like, you got a talent. We're not about to let this go to waste. Like, your voice can impact, you know? The feeling of it. So he was just like, let's go. And then I went, and it's crazy because even them, they was like, you sure this is your first time in the studio? And for me, I was just like, yeah, but I was even surprised too. I was like, oh, like seeing the different equipment, you know, around that time, 15, I didn't know so much about it, but just going in there, I was like, oh, because I always see myself wanting to be in music, whether that's me performing in the back, music is life. So,
you want to give him a shout out? Your brother?
Oh yeah, shout out to my brother. Yes, he's here. That's what I said. He's in the room.
You gotta say his name.
Shout out to my.
Unless he don't want to be known.
It's okay.
He might gotta take other kids to the studio. He's waving him down. Yo, he can't even go to the store. His wife was like, "What took you so long?"
So yeah.
Okay, I understand.
So, we also have a topic that we call the Black Handicap.
Okay.
Explain it.
All right, the Black Handicap is like somebody would help you, but they won't help you, and they don't have a reason why they not helping you. So it's like it's a handicap that is like an unannounced handicap that we should try to fix as a people, but also the government should give us a pass. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we the ones that did the transcontinental trip. You know, even people say, "Oh, I'm from." We all did it. Some of us was already here because we was already exploring. But some of us that did the transcontinental trip and our ancestors, I feel we have a handicap. So that's like saying, I'm just gonna give you an example.
Yes.
Say your demo, you're doing good, it's going, you're doing Spotify, you know, all these big major stuff you're doing. And you see it's a particular artist and you say, hey, how's it going? You know, like sometimes people say don't meet your hero because your hero let you down. Mm-hmm. What is the reason why the hero is not helping you? Is that could be a handicap. So that's like an example of a handicap. Okay. You know, because we don't hear the handicap go with other race. You know, like other race, they open the door.
Yeah.
They won't say, just like how now you got Melly Mel and them doing shows, but it was a point in the 90s or whatever decade that before this 50 year hip hop, people wasn't pulling them in. So that was like a handicap that we suffered amongst ourselves. Right. So that's like an example of a handicap.
Okay.
So we trying to see what type of situation you think you've been in that was considered a black handicap.
A black handicap.
Like, you know, that black person should have helped me. Come on, sis, brother.
Let's see.
You don't gotta
I'll
give names.
say no names. It's kind of what you mentioned, like taking some artists and someone who has a platform, but again, it's just for me, it's looking for guidance. It's not always that's all you need. That's all you need. That's all you need.
So what's handicapping them?
They can't. That's exactly what it is. That's how I take it. Where they see you need something and they might have it, but they won't even give it to you, right. And it don't even cost them anything. You know, and that's where I feel like this world is very weird and different because a lot of people can be so far just from that one push. Yeah, push.
Oh, I figure. I got that. Son from out here, he be out here. But you gotta take that and don't suffer from that disease. Right. Because, you know, at the end of the day, he got that disease. You know what I mean? That's like, you know, I don't want to get personal, but it's just saying, like, he's almost like player hating. You a player too.